you guys? This is going to be your weekend tarot insight reading. So this is going to be for the collective for December the 22nd through the 21st. So for some of you guys, it's going to be a holiday. Give me 1 second to clean the lens. It's going to be a holiday, so Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate Christmas. So let's go ahead and tune into the energies for this weekend. If I sound stuffy, you guys, I do have a little cold, a little sniffle going on, so you guys can just ignore that. All right, let's see. What is the collective energies, Divine Spirit, for this weekend, December the 22nd through the 24th? What beautiful energy do we have? All right, 3 cards I'm going to flop out. I have the deck upside down. Oops. Okay, so we got, overall energy is the 10 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Cups, the Emperor, and the Empress. I was about to say, like, there's something ending in relationships, like, mainly romantic ones I'm getting. We got the 10 of Cups at the bottom, so I do feel like there may be some endings or closures in relations to love or to a relationship. I'm not getting like friendships, family. Sorry, I'm not getting any of that. I'm getting, I gotta sneeze. Chill. Excuse me. Oh shoot, that hurt. Yeah, you guys, I'm kind of sick. Got a little cold, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, some of you guys may need to release a relationship, okay? There's going to be definitely an ending, some sort of closure with the 10 of Swords right next to the Wheel of Fortune for sure. Could be completing a cycle. Excuse me. Completing a cycle, okay, when it comes to love. With the 10 of Swords, of course, is always that ending energy. It could be sabotage, backstab. Oh my God. I don't know. I guess something must be the truth. I don't know. Because, like, I wasn't sneezing before. And, yeah, I have the sniffles. Chill. Oh, my God. Could be my cat, though. But, like, it's too intense. Sorry. For those of you who are, like, germaphobes or human function chill phobes, because people complain, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you sniffing and all this? Like, okay, because I'm human. I mean, I'm alive. I'm woke. Okay, so this is upside down too, sorry. So you got the Rider. So there is a new beginning, though. I feel like, chill. My God. There could be like a message. I wish I could pause this, but I can't because I'm streaming this, so I can't not pause it. But I feel like there's a message that could be delivered that relates to an ending, or you receive a message that either ends your worries, because this could be an ending of, you know, negative thinking patterns. It could be an ending of a worry. So it could be a message or some sort of correspondence that comes through that alleviates the stress or the worries. Chill. Oh my God, where there's like a successful completion, because you do have the 10 of Cups at the bottom. So I definitely feel like it could be overcoming negative thinking patterns, and maybe there is going to be some sort of ending in a relationship. It doesn't have to necessarily be the end. Shoot. Okay. I caught that one. With the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, okay. So some of you men may be receiving a message from a woman. Women, you may be giving a message to a man, or they could be overwhelmed by something some sort of conversation or message. And could be overanalyzing or overthinking things. If it's not true, then it's the other person. But with the Wheel of Fortune, is you're having trouble with allowing things to flow, or you're having trouble with this cycle. I feel like you're afraid that it's going to be a repetitive cycle of whatever this is that needs to end with the Ten of Swords. You're kind of afraid that if you send out this message, for some of you, if you send out a message that it's going to lead to some sort of breakup, or it's going to lead to, you know, all is lost, just total self-sabotage. Okay, with the Home card. So I'm getting like stability shattered. Just, there's no stability. Because the Wheel of Fortune sometimes can represent instability. So definitely feel like that's a big fear. That's something that you're having a hard time overcoming. And you kind of want to take matters into your own hands for some of you, because you don't trust that Divine Spirit knows what they're doing. So, yeah. My little sister's goofy, if you guys can hear her. She's loud and obnoxious sometimes. Got the Knight of Cups, which is the suggested approach. So, of course, Spirit is telling you to follow your instincts or follow your heart. What are your emotions telling you? What are your gut? What does your gut emotions tell you? Where are you being guided? Where are you being led is the question. Again, she comes out, the rider, right, with the Knight of Cups. Both riding in on a horse. Well, hers is like a little carousel or whatever. So that could indicate being playful and lighthearted about your approach and following your heart. Just being carefree, like. And even if you don't see with the clouds, even if you don't have the clarity that you're seeking right now, it's just the fact that you're following your heart. And there may be choices and decisions that need to be made with the crossroads as far as moving forward in a relationship, or maybe someone else needs to. But because this is your suggested approach, I feel like it's you that kind of just needs to take this, not so much a leap of faith, but just trusting where your heart is leading you to some extent. With the Emperor and the Empress right next to each other, it's definitely about a partnership. Could be a divine one. It could be one between soulmates, whatever you want to call it. Twin flames, if that's your thing, whatever. Twin flame, soulmate, some sort of partnership, soul connection. Okay. Then you got the Emperor, which he represents your focus. So your focus really needs to be, whether that's being in control of yourself, whether that's being assertive in what you want, knowing what you want in a partner, or just knowing what you want and what you are and what you represent. Who am I in a relationship? What do I want in love? What am I really, because both have high self-esteem. They see themselves as their best. They run an empire, so they gotta have some sort of leadership ability within them to, if they totally just lean upon everybody else's opinion, then, you know, things would run crazy in their kingdom or their empire or whatever. But I'm just feeling like with the Empress right next to it, it's definitely about also balancing out your masculine and feminine energies within yourself too. That brings about like a happy ending for you, at least emotionally, overcoming your negative thinking patterns, negative thoughts, your fears, because you followed your heart. And it sounds so simple, following your heart, but really, you know, what is your emotions telling you? What is your intuition telling you? Because, you know, the Knight of Cups, he can also be intuitive as well, you know. He's acting not so much on an impulse, but because this is just what my heart feels. My gut, my butterflies in my stomach are just pulling me towards this direction, or telling me to do something, or telling me to express myself, or just feel what I feel. It can simply be that. As the Empress, as your conclusion, something's going to be nurtured, or something's going to manifest, or something is just simply going to blossom, I feel. But it could also be the fact that you embrace your intuition as well, because she's the feminine aspect. So she's emotional, she's intuitive, she represents the subconscious. So it could also be finding the balance within your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and being on one accord, or your heart and your mind. Even though the Emperor rules Mars and the Empress rules Venus, Mars and Venus are actually a very powerful dynamic relationship-wise. I don't know too much about astrology, but I do know that those are very powerful, is it conjunctions? I think that's the word. the Sun card. Yeah, there's something powerful that's going to be illuminated to you. Definitely about a love relationship in the matters of the heart. Could be a spark within the heart. It could simply just be an illumination, like an aha moment, like about your relationship or what choice you need to make. For sure. But I don't know if I even really need to pull the romance angels, because this pretty much went in on that whole thing. But, you know, you could still pull some romance angels and see what's up with the love sector of this weekend. Yeah, so some of you guys, your Christmas wish as far as like romance goes could definitely be popping, you know, for sure. For sure something could, you know, materialize for you, or something is realized. I just feel like it's just going to be like a release of negative thinking or worries. Okay, so you got the wedding. Okay, so definitely giving a relationship a chance, worth waiting for. You got the true love card at the bottom of the deck. Healing family issues, finances and career. So overall energy as the wedding card, this is about commitments. Okay, doesn't have to be romantic, but I mean, it could very well be. I am feeling like some of you guys may have talks about marriage, or you guys are just kind of worried about your marriage, or just worried about being married, period, whether it's possible. Yeah, this is anxiousness, being worried, not feeling stable within an established bond that you already have with your partner or someone, feeling like it's possibly, you know, something about your connection is being threatened, or you feel threatened in some way. Yeah, because it could be some rough times going on in your relationship. Like you're losing faith too. You're lacking faith right now. And Spirit's saying that your challenge is to give this relationship a chance. So you're having a hard time with trusting that things are going to pan out for you. Whether it's that this person is not the one for you, or whether you just simply want what's best for you, and you're afraid that regardless of the outcome, you're kind of just going to be left out in the cold. With the fish card clarifying it, it could very well be that you don't trust that you deserve something in love, or just deserve love at all. Like you just don't feel like anything that you've worked for, like there's not enough fish in the sea, pretty much. I feel like that's could be what it represents. Like you don't feel like there's enough fish in the sea. Yeah, companions, like it's just no loyal relationship. There's no loyal people out there, or, you know, love just can't prosper, can't thrive. It's just like, for some of you, I'm hearing friend zone. So some of you feel like you guys are stuck in the friend zone, or you need to put someone in the friend zone, or you're only attracting people that you're not interested in. And I feel like your heart is open, but at the same time, it's a fear that is coming up, where you don't really trust that Spirit is working on your relationships. You don't really trust that it's divinely protected, or that you are being divinely helped out by the universe, by God, your angels, whomever you want to call it. So your suggested approach is worth waiting for. So your approach for this is like Spirit's telling you that either you need to be patient in a sense where you're not rushing time, or you're not panicking about the unfoldment of what's happening, or to the point where you just don't trust, where you're biting your nails, or simply Spirit's telling you that maybe there's something that you need to do to get yourself out of this waiting game that you're in. I feel like you guys need to be more easy on yourself. Like you guys need to take the more lighthearted approach and cut yourself some slack, be more, you know, self-nurturing, self-loving towards yourself. Because you guys are not, I feel like a lot of you are not optimistic to some extent. And it's because you know you have a choice to make. For whatever reason, you guys are afraid to make it, because it could, you know, it's like the Tower energy to me, like the Tower card in the tarot, not in the Lenormand, but the Tower card, where something just crashes down, your stability is shattered, or what you feel comfortable with is at jeopardy. And sometimes your comfort zones are not what's best for you at times. It's just what we've been programmed to stick to and believe, and That's our go-to fallback when we are challenged by certain things. So definitely that fear is coming up, that some sort of stability could be rocked a little bit, shattered. As far as your focus, you have healing family issues. So there's some things that need to be healed. I'm not really getting family, but it could be for some of you that there's, you know, some mommy, some daddy issues, you know, childhood wounds, not feeling good enough as a child, feeling bullied, picked on, you know, feeling like the odd man out, the oddball in the family, you know, feeling like you were abandoned by your parents or something, or you just are not used to seeing healthy relationships around you. You weren't raised in situations where you were around healthy dynamics and relationships or love. So these could be traumas that you need to heal within yourself. Addressing them and acknowledging them for what they are, and trying to find a positive outlook on these things, and saying to yourself, you know what, these are examples of what I don't want, and I'd rather have this, you know. And yeah, I might have felt like I wasn't good enough as a child. You might have to write yourself a letter of forgiveness. You might have to, yeah, I feel like you might need to write a letter to yourself, your inner child. Because when you look at, I saw an interesting post today on Instagram. Someone that I followed, she's quite inspirational. She posted a picture of a picture of her as a child, and she said to herself, when I start thinking, pretty much when she starts thinking about negative things about herself or wanting to say negative things about herself, she looks at her picture as a child, and she's like, how could I ever say these types of things to this innocent child? And that child still lives within you to some extent. We all have this inner child, just like we have this inner, you know, elder inside of us as well. I feel like that might be a practice that you need to teach yourself. And if you don't have any baby pictures of yourself, or, you know, children pictures of yourself, definitely think about you as a baby or as a child. Like, would I tell myself, like, see, nobody's gonna love you, no man is ever gonna marry? Would you ever tell your child, if you have one, that they're not worthy of being, you know, loved, or that they're not worthy of having a stable relationship, or, you know, women are just subject to be used and abused and cheated on? And, you know, would you tell your little self that? I doubt that. You know what I mean? So, you know, or I'm not good enough unless I make this much money, or unless I look like this, or, you know, if I have this much. And would you really tell your inner child that? I doubt it, you know. And I feel like that might be an exercise that you might need to try. So, yeah. So much love to, I think her name is the Slum Flower on Instagram. And yeah, I appreciate her for that post. I came across that for a reason. It really put something into perspective for me, because I was being triggered with inner child wound situation today. So that helped. With the finances and career card as your conclusion, it's definitely you're going to be getting to work. Okay? There's inner work that needs to be done this weekend, and rightfully so. I feel like just close up any loose ends. We're almost at the end of the year. You want to make sure that you clean out your sinks. Clean that hairball out of your sink. Get it out. Just get the gunk out of your sink. Just clean all that shit up. Okay? So, with the cross card coming out with the man, this pairing at this very moment to me seems like there is faith, or there is hope for you. You have to have faith that the partner that you're looking for is out there. Whether you're a man looking for the right partner, have faith that she or he is out there for you. As far as, you know, women who's seeking this man, know that this partner, this spiritual union and connection exists. It's out there for you. And Spirit's telling you that you're continuing on your journey to get to it. It's like, it's a part of your journey. You're going to have these little pebbles that you come across along your journey, and that's this relationship that you're seeking. Or if this is someone that you're already with, just trust. And it could very well be that your partner is going through something, or it's just a part of your journey that you have to overcome these trials and tribulations for a purpose. You got true love. So it's like you're doing this out of unconditional love because you are loved. It's not that you're seeking something outside of yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting a companion, you know, as long as we're whole within and that person is whole within themselves. and it creates a healthy dynamic. It's not like a desperation just because you want love. There's nothing wrong with wanting companionship. But I do feel like you need to know that at the end of the day, you are love. It's not that you're seeking it. It's already there. You know, it's just that companionship, that extra partner. Some of you, you know, just having that person that is like a best friend to you, someone that you can walk your journey with. You know, you're not dependent upon this person. It's not that you can't live your life, you know. And that's the thing about it. You got to think about it like, it's kind of corny, but like the yellow brick road, like you can't stop at one point and not move forward and think that she wouldn't have met all those different characters if she wasn't skipping down the freaking yellow brick road. If she was just standing there the whole entire time, she would have never came across those points in her life or on her journey. So it's like you can't stop living expecting you and this person to connect. It's like you guys have to live your lives and keep moving. And that is kind of hard at times, but you got to think about it in that perspective. Like, the wheel is going to continue to turn with or without, you know, me energetically moving, or physically moving, but energetically I am moving, you know, if that makes sense. So enough rambling. On to the angel cards. I'm going to use the angel answers, and if there's anything that the collective has in their heart, never mind. This is the answer. Not the right time. With compromise. Okay, so some of you guys, it's just not time for your relationships to come to like total fruition, to come together. There's still things that need to be worked out within individually. I'm getting majority of the energy is just individual work. It has nothing to do with, oh, I'm ready, but they're not, or they're ready, but I'm not. It's both ways, I feel. And it's not that you're not ready necessarily. It's just not the right time. It's like things have to be done right now before that can happen, before something can come together. And Spirit's just telling you to kind of just compromise, just work with Spirit, work, because there's something that still needs to be worked out, you know, looked at, worked on. That's what I'm really getting. And whatever's meant for you, got to remember this. And it's so true. Nothing that's meant for you is going to pass you by. You can show up to the party, you know, 10 minutes late, but you still made it to the party. That's the thing. Like, it's not the end. You know what I mean? So, I don't know if that makes sense. But much love to you guys. I hope that this reading resonates. And I'm not even going to apologize for sneezing. It is kind of annoying, I guess, sometimes to some people. But, I mean, it's human functions. I'm kind of sick, if you can't hear it in my voice. And then on top of that, my cat's hair is probably floating around. And maybe it's some spirit messages that, you know, that energy needing to be released. So who knows? But much love to you guys. I thank you so much for tuning in. Until the next reading, have a great weekend.